Hey guys, my name is Paul Brumbaugh. It's Tuesday, and you're on the edge. I'm sitting back here in the home studio at Edge Studios, and I'm sitting here reflecting. I'm reflecting back to about a decade ago. The year was 2011, I believe. Um, I had been doing comedy and stand up in San Francisco for about 2 years, just about the 2 year mark or so. Maybe 3 year mark. I have to go back and look. I started in eight, I believe. So it'd be 3 years into comedy. Was going to the Brainwash religiously. The Brainwash in San Francisco is located at 7th and Folsom. Um, and it was basically the epicenter for open mic entertainment in San Francisco for a couple decades. Tony Sparks had actually been the godfather of comedy in the San Francisco Bay Area. Tony Sparks had been hosting it for 17 years, I believe, at that time, on a Thursday night, longest running open mic in San Francisco. Tony befriended me, like most stand-up comedians in the Bay Area, and lent a helping hand wherever he could and he still does, to each and every comic that is deserving and is working hard at their craft. If they're taking it seriously and they need a guiding hand, if Tony can't help you, he points you in the right direction. Tony took care of me for a lot of years, still does. He watches over all of us. But this is just one of the things he did for me. I guest hosted the Brainwash. I think I counted it at one time. It was literally 20 times. And I don't think I ever did a 21st. So I believe I did 20 guest hosting shows at the Brain. And this is just one of them. This one dates back to 2011. And I watched about a half a minute of it. And it scared me because, one, I was younger. Hello. I was younger. Two, some of the material, one of the jokes, I still kind of use and have tweaked it over the years. So that's scary that I'm using a joke from 10 years ago. Huh. It's evolved, I guess. And then how green I was. Again, this is 3 years in. And it was interesting to see. It's always cringeworthy. Whenever I listen to my own comedy, you have to listen to your own comedy if you ever want to improve. Hearing the sound of my own voice really just... I hate hearing the sound of my voice. I hate watching myself on video. But it's a necessary evil, is what they tell you. It's a necessary evil. So every time I see something like this, it's really cringeworthy. And if it's 10 years old, oh my gosh. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch this. I think it's like 4 minutes long. You're going to watch it with me. The first minute or two I have seen because I wanted to make sure it was going to work for you guys before I did it. But I'm going to cut it off because after my set, there's all the other comics. I have all the other comics recorded from that night. And I would like to actually ask for their permission to play some of their stuff. I know the first comedian that plays after me, or the first comic I introduce, is Kevin O'Shea. Funny ass comedian. Love Kevin O'Shea. Haven't seen him for a minute, but funny then, funny now. The second comic is Joe Gorman, and he's one of my favorite Bay Area comedians ever. First time I ever performed was at an open mic that Joe was at. First comedian that actually ever spoke 2 words to me was Joe Gorman at a place called Any Social Club. And so that goes back to 08. The end of 07, it was like the last week of 07, and then it went into 08. But anyway, that's how far that goes back. And so there's these great sets and I have a stack of them. Here's the thing. Here's my sets from the Brainwash. Pretty much all from the Brainwash. There's one or two from other places, but I literally have, I think, 20 discs here, plus a whole bunch of other files. Some of them were recorded from Quinlan. We know Quinlan. Collard Green Quinlan. Love you, Quinn. So Quinlan recorded a lot of these. And if I was hosting, he gave me a copy of it. Sometimes if I just did a set, he gave me a copy of it. But then there was other times where I've recorded it off my device. This is one of those times where it was actually recorded by Quinlan SF. Make sure you go follow him on all social media, as well as Tony Sparks, Joe Gorman, Kevin O'Shea, and myself, Paul Brumbaugh, on the edge. Instead of me saying, one more time, let's get to it. So that way we can both cringe at the same time. So let me see. I'm going to get this up. I'm going to turn off my microphone first so you don't have to hear me anymore. 1, 2, and 3. I believe that's no longer, no, that's the wrong mic. Here we go. Mute my mic. Coming up tonight, we're getting about 3 minutes a set. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. First, I'd like to thank Tony Sparks for letting me have this gig. My name is Paul Brumbaugh. And so you won't see me in a suit. You probably, if you've seen me in the last week, you've probably seen me in a suit probably 3 times. You know, court, stuff like that. The only time you're going to see me in a suit, usually, is if I'm dead or getting married. Pretty much the same thing for me. I've been single for 13 years now. I have 4 kids at home. Actually, my oldest son is here somewhere. So whatever you guys don't, whatever you do, don't contribute to my minor. But yeah, I've been single for about 13 years now. Things have been pretty up and down. I've had the same girlfriend now for about a decade, and things aren't going much better with her. We just got into a fight. I'm kind of in a weird mood. Big blowout fight. She just started yelling and went back and forth, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Well, Mr. Comedian, why don't you just go write some more jokes about me?" Yeah. And I said, "Honey, I don't write jokes about you." And she goes, "Really? You don't?" I go, "No, not at all. They just seem to write themselves, pretty much." Like I said, I've been with her for about a decade, and she has bipolar. I wish they would have given us like full disclaimer, like when you're buying a house or you're checking out a restaurant or something, you get to go on Yelp, or if you're buying a used car, you get to, usedcarfacts.com. They should have something for relationships. I don't want to find out 2 years into it, "Oh, by the way, what are those white pills you take every morning?" "Oh, that's just so I don't kill you."
Andy?
And I'm not lying about this. I mean, it was last week, we were dancing and drinking and partying at the Cat Club. You guys know the Cat Club?
Oh, yeah.
And we're partying until like 2 in the morning. I get home, I'm pretty hammered and passed out, and 4 in the morning I wake up and she's at the foot of my bed, and she's in a full-blown, argument with me. I just kind of get up and she's yelling, and I just kind of dismissed her and whatever. Went back to bed. Wake up again, she's right over me, and this time she's got a knife. Yeah, again, Yelp, something like that would have helped me out there, right? Let me see. My kids are tough. My kids think I'm some old relic, like I'm from the 50s, or I'm a dinosaur or something. I mean, because everything I do or listen or see or say, it's outdated. "Oh, nobody likes that movie. Nobody likes this music. I can't even drive my own car and listen to my own music." They're like, "That's not music. Nobody listens to it anymore." Actually, this radio station is not just for your dad. They actually have DJs that are actually, talking to more people than just me. They're like, "No, this is real music," and they put it on, and it's whatever. And it's like, why is that music? What constitutes that as music?
There's no band, there's no singer. Well, sure, there's a band. A band has instruments in it. You know, a drum, a saxophone, a guitar. Not someone sampling this. Anyway, so I'm going to jump right in because we have a lot of comics tonight. But I wanted to make sure that you guys give it up for Ezekiel back in the kitchen, everybody. He's making your food. He wants to hear you. And then the lovely Erin, beer mistress over here, everybody. Oh, come on. Let Erin hear you guys. You know the great thing about Erin? What she likes more than your applause is your cold hard cash, and it goes right in that plastic little barrel right there at the end of the bar. So, without further ado, we're going to jump in with your first comic tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen them all over the city, including the Punchline, and you've seen them here on the stage too. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kevin O'Shea. Come on!
All right, guys, let me turn off this so that way I have it. There we go, Kevin. Here we go. I'm like losing the. There we go. If I can just pause it for a second, it'd be nice so I don't have to give up. There we go. All right, guys, back. I'll pause Kevin O'Shea over here in the corner. Sorry about that. I don't have an engineer with me today, so that was it. That goes back to 2011. Like I said, when does it go back? Back in February of 11. I've got a love of them, a whole bunch of them. There's another one in 11. Anyway, tons of discs, tons of stuff. Glad you guys are listening and watching. Thank you, Desmond, for tuning in. Thank you, Tom. Oh my gosh, I forgot who I was had listening. Here we go. Jim, and there we go. Give me some love. I want more love, Jim. Give me more than that. So anyway, I know it was Jim. I know it was Desmond. I don't know who else was watching. But thank you. Thank you. I'll take all that love. What's up? What's going on with you, Desmond? Desmond Holt, everyone, is a graphic designer extraordinaire. I hope you're doing well, sir. I could use some new logos for my new studio brand, Edge Studios. Would love to see that from you. Jim I've known for, over a decade before that video. We go back to Comedy Day. Good. I'm glad to see you're doing good, fam. So, and Desmond and I, wow, we go back about the same time, about 11 or 12 years ago. And, yes, with the LED lights. Yes, the cheap-ass LED lights. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, I have the LEDs there. I've got a little bit of everything everywhere. I can show you guys around my studio. That would be interesting. Too long. Yeah, we've known each other way too long. Wow, we've known each other for a lot of different reasons. Let me see. The first time I met you was with Darian. So Darian, and of course the lovely and great woman Katie, and then just hanging around the city doing comedy in the beginning, man. It reminds me of, and it looks like for some reason I'm having some hang up or hold up. Sorry guys. Let's see if I can refresh it and get it to go. I don't know what's going on here. If it's just I've lost connection on one thing or another. But why is it frozen, guys? There we go. Let me see here. Yes, rest in peace, Katie. There we go. Let me see here. Darian. Haven't seen Darian for a hot minute. Oh my gosh, that's been forever. Reminds me of the Tenderloin. Reminds me of doing comedy in some crazy days. Yeah, I remember that. I love that. Let me see here. What else? Oh, good. A little glitch, but I'm back now. Good. Because it seems like I'm still not back now. It looks like I'm hanging up. That's what I get for using Wi-Fi. I need to hardwire this, but I don't want to run the wire by myself on the ladder. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't want to do that. The other thing is I'm going to close this screen over here, and maybe, just maybe, it will help. We'll see. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know if this will work. Don't know. But sometimes just leaving a file open for some reason, I don't know why. I'm guessing it's because my computer's slow. But anyway. But good. I am moving. Great. Glad to know. That was a crazy time back in the Tenderloin. That was a way crazy time back in the Tenderloin. Oh, man. Let me see here. 800 Larkin. Reminds me of all those days. I love that stuff up there and all those things we were doing. Let me see here. I'll give you a closer view of me so that way you don't have to look from like you're looking from a distance, y'all. I want to know what you guys are up to. Desmond, what are you working on? That's what I would like to see. Let's get you a close-up monitor of me. I think one of these should work. There we go. Oh, wow. Well, no, that's not it. That's funny. So one's one and one's on the other. Okay, so let's delete that. That just helps me get rid of that. Boom, it's gone. Okay, so now, let me see this one. Hey, there we go. That'll give you at least a closer view of me, and it's not like I'm like, here. This better for you guys? All right. So, here, now I gotta know which camera. Is it 1, 2, or 3? Okay, I'm on 3. You're about to go into a 12 o'clock meeting. Yes, sir. So we will see you soon, Desmond. We will see you soon. Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you tuning in. Good luck with your meeting. If anybody else wants to chime in, I have to actually go do something on Instagram really quick that I can't do on Facebook. So, my name is Paul Brumbaugh. You've been on the edge. Keep standing up. Do what you do. This has all been about stand-up comedy in San Francisco 10 years ago. It's a decade anniversary of that DVD we just showed. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe. Please go subscribe to The Edge of Insanity on Facebook, as well as my fan page, Paul Brumbaugh. And talk to you soon.